Japan. So that's it for this hour of matches. The next match we're gonna be streaming is Finland versus Philippines, which should be a really interesting match. Because that match is a match of Group C between the no seed and the low seed, but that's the Finland. The no seed is arguably the most skilled no seed team, and Philippines is maybe also one of the top low seed teams. So that can be a really interesting match that can shape up the group after all the other matches. And the other match that we will have at the same hour that we're not gonna stream is Norway versus Australia, which we might stream if it runs longer than Philippines versus Finland, but we'll see. But now we have a little bit of a break, so if you want to, you can ask some questions in the chat. And the Japan versus Taiwan match, Japan won 5-0. You can see the MP links if you type an exclamation MP in the chat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no anime allowed. They're just by accident, okay?
Wow.
No, I'm not anime. Stop dissing me in the chat, please. This is bullying. But yeah, how do you feel about the upcoming match one?
Finland, Philippines? I mean, I think it could be pretty even because Finland is kind of good at what Philippines is weak, and Philippines is kind of good at what Finland is weak too. So they're gonna like both play on their strengths, and they will actually be countering the other team as well. So I don't think it's gonna be many strategic planning beforehand, right? It's just play to your strengths because you're good at what your team is. Your team you're against up is not good. So I can see Finland and Philippines going to potentially 5-3, maybe tiebreaker. It really depends on chokes because we know Kamo Poltergeist is captain from Finland. It's a player that is pretty good, pretty accurate, but it's a bit iffy when it comes to consistency. He has shown on previous community tournaments that he struggles keeping the nerves.
Yeah, Kamo's accuracy is really good. It's really like even world-class level at some points. Also, Daughter is a really underappreciated player from Finnish side. His accuracy is even better than Kamo's on some of the charts. But the problem with Finland has, in my opinion, is that for some of the maps they might not have a strong third player, and that's why they're an OC team. But on the other hand, Philippines have Arquina Levirus, which is a tournament legend at this point. Just Call Me Ron, which is a really good long note player. Cielo Day. There's also a Noto Jam legend who was a carry for Philippines back in 7 key. So we'll see if they can perform up to their expectations. If they can perform to their expectations, they might be able to win. But if Finland has a strong third player lurking somewhere for some of the accuracy charts or SV charts, they might be able to also take this. This is gonna be really close in my opinion.
We'll have to see. I feel the main reason why I don't think it's going to be as close as people might think it will is because Philippines is just outright better when it comes to long notes. Like, I see no chance from Finland to take any of the long note maps. Maybe they have a chance on There Is a Reason, maybe on Jig, but that's kind of about it. Philippines have pretty easy wins on it's both Saigo and Tic Tac if they can actually pick them and they are not banned.
I would probably argue against that, but that really depends on Finland's team composition, because, as I said, Daughter and Kamaporter guys will probably be the mains for a team, but if the third player can keep up with them, I think they can take any map they want. It just depends on the performance of the third player in most cases. Same actually for Philippines, because as much as Arquina Device is probably going to be on for every single chart, I'm not sure about other players. This really depends on how well they do today. So I think this is going to be a really interesting map. And especially in this group, the Group C is stacked, with Poland being the high seed and South Korea being the top seed. Actually, the interesting thing is that, from what I recall, Finland is facing South Korea for the third year in a row, so that's very unfortunate.
Yeah, that's kind of sad.
It's like Poland versus Indonesia in groups in 7-key twice in a row. That's some F in the chat material.
Pretty much. That's a pretty big F.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll still have 8 minutes until the match is supposed to start, so if you have any questions, then fire away.
Who's gonna win Mania World Cup this year? Okay, that's a question by Creolian on the chat.
Poland is gonna win.
I will actually like to say Argentina for the memes, but I don't think we even have that potential.
I'm also joking, but to be honest, there are a fair few contenders. I feel like this year is more, what's the word for it? More even in terms of the top seed teams, which are the pretendants to the title.
I actually think you're correct there. Like, I feel that maybe United States is gonna be the team that has the better chances to win this, like the whole tournament. But South Korea is always an unpredictable team, really. Like, they are either the best team in the world, or they are a team that we are not sure if they are the best of the world, but they are probably the best of the world.
South Korea is dangerous in every single tournament they are in, that's for sure. But I feel like if I had to predict, I would probably predict USA to be slightly better this year, because their roster is really good this year, and South Korea's, I feel like, is a little bit weaker than, let's say, last year. They're missing some key players that were the carries in last years, like for example Jackets or Windy S.
Yeah, they're also missing Cheetos and Kavo, so they got a pretty big hit. I think they're also missing Blue Bloody, so 5 out of 6 players of last year I think are not playing.
Yeah, 5 or 4. But still, in Korea there's so many powerhouses that it's not out of end of the org for them, but it's gonna be definitely harder for them to win the championship this year. And of course there's also always the Brazil team, which is always unpredictable, and you cannot judge if they're gonna be first, third, or if they're gonna be knocked out early on. Well, they probably won't be, because they now have really amazing accuracy players, but that was the thing in the past.
Yeah, back then, on like 2015, I think it was, that Brazil almost got knocked out of the group stage against Singapore on the tiebreaker, and they ended up finishing like 4th. So
yeah, and I still remember the 7-key World Cup I think in 2017 when they actually lost to France, I think in the tiebreaker, and they were eliminated in groups.
I think that was 7 key, but yes, you're
I
correct.
have a question actually from Deadbeat. Juan, Kami, who do you look up to in the Mania community? Do you want to go
answer
first? Nice. I feel like I don't really look up to many people, but I'm mostly looking up to people that I think are better than me in terms of mapping, not really playing. Because from playing, there may be Hudonom from Poland because he's a really nice guy and a good friend of mine for a while, and he's amazing at the game. But in mapping, for example, I'm looking up to people like Shoegazer who have great understanding of what they're charting, how they're supposed to chart it, to make a chart that's relevant to the song and fun. And also other people who are making charts more, I guess, unique, like for example Evening is making a lot of unique charts that I take inspiration from in terms of mapping, but also in terms of, for example, modding, that's more detailed and more like better suggestions that describe how the map should look like better, I guess, if that's the correct wording. The wording may be a bit awkward, but those are the people that I look up to in the community the most. I think at this point I'm looking up to Shoegazer the most because it's kind of guiding me towards improvement in my 4-key charting. Maybe indirectly after looking at his maps and some suggestions here and there, but that's definitely been a big step up for me in the past years.
That's a bit of an answer there, Deadbeat. You have it.
Who do you look up to, Juan?
It's hard to answer really because I haven't really been because I had to host the other game of tournaments as well. I kind of lost contact a little bit with the Mania community as a whole. But back then, especially when I I'm not gonna lie, when I started mapping I was looking forward to those who were on the the mapping hotspot back then. That was like Starry, Spy and whatnot. Yes, I looked forward to Spy at one point back when I started. Not anymore.
To be honest, I did as well for a little bit, but you know, stuff happened.
But then as time progressed and I started playing the game differently, when Soft, the community Mania tournament, started appearing and long no maps starting to being relevant, I started to look up for more LN oriented players and mappers. Specifically Piratom was one of my main inspirations alongside Intelizer when it comes to long node mapping back then. And I mean, they're just players who I look forward all the time because they are my friends, right?
Oh yeah.
Probably every player involved into this tournament are players I always take care of and I want to talk and see how they're doing. But when it comes to just Mania in terms of playing or mapping, it's mostly just Coil at one point for SVs, Intel, Piratom, and for players, I guess the Argentinian team in general, I like to look for how they're doing and try to get them playing better, improving the team overall. It's pretty even. I guess I care about everyone, but
yeah,
it's a really hard question to answer.
To an extent, I have the same side. I care about the teams. I want to see, especially the team of Poland. I want to see them improve. But also, I love talking to some of the players because a lot of players involved in this tournament they're really nice people. They're funny to talk to, and it's great that they're in this community. People who are even at the top can be so I guess casual to talk to. You can just talk to them about whatever you want. But they're just normal people. They're not some kind of gods up in the sky, and that's really cool about this community, in my opinion.
Right, so we have 2 more minutes before the match, and I guess it's fair if we already transition into it.
And we'll see what the warm-ups will be for Finland versus. Oh no! oh no! I actually don't know if this is Philippines or Finland's warm-up, but either way, whoever chose this, no. Oh, we have another question actually, really quick. Juan Crystal and Kamikaze, who do you guys think will be the MVP on this tournament? That's actually a very interesting question because that depends on how far the player's team will go. Because there are teams that have one really amazing player that might not be going far because the rest of the team isn't up to that standard. But there are also teams like South Korea or USA where there's no, I guess, specific MVP, but they're all just great players. It's gonna be hard. But if I had to guess, I would probably say either Intelizer or Lofus. Because their individual skills are just amazing, and there are outstanding players in their own regard.
I want to say Lotus, but could be Intel, could be Toe, like the Toaster.
Yeah, we'll see. It depends really on how far the team will make it and how far, I mean, how well the team will do overall, because that has an impact on the individual players as well.
What is this warm-up?
Yeah, so we have an amazing warm-up. The artist DJ user 807443016. The title is Memphis Roboamas busting heads and smoke in a sack. Oh my god, this warm-up, this background. Why? It looks even worse on the Turner clan because the sign that you see kind of in the background is kind of split in the middle. That's so bad. Yeah, here we go, the first warm-up. That's pure World Cup quality. Oh no!
I was like about to say something, the moment I pushed to talk, I'm like, oh my god, what is that? Jump trillable patterns, yo.
Yeah,
they're actually not even jump trillable, I think.
Yeah, they're not jump trillable because they're like 3-column bursts. At least some of them are jump trillable.
Hey. Oh, let their dogs out.
What is this?
Oh no! Yeah, this is my new alarm. This will get me up right back.
Yeah, you get this to like wake up to commentate.
Yeah. A special alarm for when you have to commentate. Gets you up in 1 second.
Well, the scores are at least very, very close, right? There was a miss there by Camo on the easy section, so that's gonna edge the difference in favor of the Philippines. But with this map, we can't really even say.
Yeah. Is there really an easy section here? I mean, relatively, I guess, but it's still hard.
Oh my god, what is this? I don't know if we can even categorize this as a song.
I mean, I guess? I've heard wars, but this is certainly not good. So yeah, the first warm-up is taken by Philippines, so I assume that's their warm-up. Actually, no. Looking at the background again, that's probably Finnish. I judge that only because of the A with the umlauts.
Well, if this wasn't okay, this was a Japetsky map, I think. Yeah, this is Finland.
Yeah, that looks like a typical Finnish meme. Oh no!
Oh my god!
Oh. So we saw something like this in the 7K World Cup before, but now it's Surf True sings beats G's alone.
I like how warm-ups are never for warm-ups. Like you don't warm up with your warm-ups.
Yeah, this is Mania. We only do memes.
Only 9.55 stars. Okay.
Actually, the thing that cracked me up most is the difficulty name Low Seat. Oh god.
I was talking, I think it was with Dolan, back on the light drawing stream, like after it. We were talking about the memes in the warm-ups and the memes for each World Cup along.
Mania just
And
wins.
Mania just wins all the time, man.
Yeah,
like
Mania just
he was like,
wins.
dude, Catch has like the best memes ever. I'm like, are you sure? For Mania World Cup, and you'll see you're so wrong.
Please, man, Despacito twice in a row. We have this. This is better.
Yeah.
What are you
Oh
even
my
comparing? Oh
No
god.
way. Man, if I knew the lyrics, I will sing alongside Serge just so he doesn't feel that bad.
The most used Twitch clip of all the time. Juan and Kami sing alongside Surfcher on the warm-up. Yes.
Oh yes. Dude, actually, speaking about that, I'm sure we're gonna see a one that I don't want to see. Oh my god, look at the background.
Oh no!
Oh my
That's the
god.
document that Shoegazer wrote about about the Mania World Cup and kind of a breakdown of teams. And that's the that's the background of this chart. Oh yeah, we're starting with some juicy inverse. Oh, nice burst. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ultimania World Cup. This is the round of 16 map pool showcase.
Well, so far we had like one serious map on the warm-up out of 4 on stream, so
Yeah,
75% memes.
that's a respectable number, I think.
I mean, on the other match we have some random show named a yellow fruit, so I guess that counts like a meme
On
as
the
well.
Japan versus Taiwan.
No, on the Norway versus Australia one that's being
Oh,
played now.
oh, there's
on
actually a
Friday.
meme by Los Platypus as well, from some kind of a game show. I remember
Maddie
that
just
also
gave up already. Look at this accuracy. Einen is actually S-ing this somehow.
What? How? Excuse me?
I didn't know that Einen was decent at long nose. I thought it was just a player that was very fast and
Yeah, I
struggled
know.
with accuracy.
I know Ainian from mostly just speed, but this score is ridiculous.
Okay, there's a team fail. Oh, okay, yeah, Finland is gone.
Yeah, that's kind of expected. So yeah, with this epic warm-up out of the way, we can now go to the rolls and forget about this, hopefully. And this glorious background, yeah, there we go.
Oh well, it's time to do this. Kind of rusty and silly. So. Yeah, BG solo.
Can't wait to roll a one. Let's see, Camo.
I mean, we'll see. And 78, that's a good roll. But as we saw in the previous match, that might not be enough depending on what Philippines rolls. Oh, and Philippines rolls 98.
That's a big number.
Again. Yeah, as I said, that might not be enough.
Dude, we're having very high rolls so far.
yeah.
They're like every single roll was better than 75 or 78. 85,
Yeah,
86,
that's
78, 98. That's
actually
wow.
amazing.
Captains have been training their rolling abilities.
And we'll see what Finland decides to ban. I think they should go with ban on LN chart. Especially given that warm-up and how well Ainian did. Oh, they actually banning Takai Alubia. Okay, that's a respectable chart to ban. Okay, so looking at the warm-ups from the other match, yeah, we only had one serious map so far in the warm-ups. And now the Philippines ban. What do you think they would ban?
I guess Asgore? Maybe?
Yeah, that might be it. Especially looking at Kamal's and Daughter's accuracy. Oh, they're actually banning Studio Heaven. That's a weird ban.
'Cause I know it isn't heaven.
I would have expected them to go for a ban on accuracy, but they're banning the hardest shard in the pool.
I am alone.
Which is weird for me because there's a lot of LN patterning on it, so
Oh my
they might
god.
have taken advantage of it.
Look at the pick. You're gonna hear it.
Oh, so I pray, I'll wait, and I pray it's not too late. We can.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, for some reason we're seeing Switzerland versus Australia.
yeah. So Australia just picked Asgore. That's kind of weird, but yeah. Actually, Philippines going with Asgore first. That's unexpected. That's very unexpected. But we'll see. Maybe they're just confident in their ability to get good accuracy on this. Because if they... I think the strategy from Philippines might be either just playing to their strengths in the maps they score best at, or trying to target the third player on the Finnish side. Because if the third player on the Finnish side isn't that well versed in the map they're picking, then they might just take advantage of that. And even if Camo and Daughter are having amazing scores, they might just outweigh them. So we'll see. We're now waiting for the teams to ready up. The players should be readying up, and we should be getting going in a moment. So yeah, here we go. The first pick of the match. Selected by Philippines, Asgore.
Here we go. Philippines going for an accuracy sort of challenge here. Korjaks, of course, don't get me wrong, but it's probably the most accuracy-oriented map in the entire pool, and having Finland with two very solid Rise players like Daughter and Camo Poltergeist, it comes down to Maddie and how well Philippines can do on this. Toyo Hime is now replacing Surfchu for this one, but Cielode and Arwin are still remaining.
Yeah, I don't doubt in Arquin's ability to get very good accuracy on this. Cielode actually holding really strong as well, 99.93 still. Best accuracy in the lobby. And Philippines is in the lead right now. Arquin now 99.94. That's also very solid. I actually keep forgetting that Arquin used to be even very close to #1 in Mania rankings back when it was more auto converts and accuracy oriented.
Back on first love era, right?
Yeah.
Scores on Philippines are actually very high though. Woof.
Yeah, that's really good. And actually scary.
There's 6 full combos across this board, and this is an unseed versus low seed match.
Yeah, like I said before, Group C is stacked. This is a group to look out for.
It only comes down to bad judgments, really. It's not even misses right now. The scores are very, very close. It's just Maddie that is a little bit behind. But, oh, there's the miss!
Oh, Camo
Poltergeist. We did talk about the consistency issues from the captain on Finland's side, and it's showing up here. If there are no misses from Philippines, they will take this point, but there's still a third of the map, and there's still the ending, which is a bit denser than the rest of the chart, so we could see misses there, but consistency here on the Philippines side is looking fairly solid, so I don't know if they can actually hold on.
We'll see how
struggle here.
We'll see how Philippines hold on in the last bar, but if Philippines don't miss right now, right after this short break, this is gonna be a really tough struggle. Because Philippines' accuracy is actually really amazing.
I think with this course, they could probably even take the top seed.
Yeah, maybe.
This run, that's a very solid run across the board for both teams actually. Like if Kao was full comboing, this would have been insanely close. But
Yeah,
it will be a point for Philippines. Wow.
Wow. Those are some really nasty scores. 119 300s SS by Sierra Day and 134 by Arquino. Even if Camel did full combo and even if he did SS, they would still lose because of the sheer difference in ratio. The fact that Sierra Day and Arquin actually topped Camel's and Daughter's ratio by quite a bit is kind of surprising to me. I didn't know that Sierra Day is this good of an accuracy player.
2 B1 double S's on Philippines, 1 B1 double S for Finland, and like you said, unseed and low seed teams. We're gonna see now what's the Finland going to pick here. Finnish team without Ascor, that was probably one of their best picks, so losing that is definitely a big hit.
That's a big morale hit and big hit to the strategy, because if they lost a pure accuracy pick first off, then they might go for SVs, but apart from that, I don't really know what they should pick. Especially, oh yeah, then they're going for I do what I want, which is what I expected. But this is still a tough spot for them to be in. Especially with Philippines banning the Takaya Lubia, the other SB chart. Actually, no, not really. Finland banned it.
Oops, that's a...
Yeah. Wait, that's actually worse for Finland then. Because if they had, if they would have Takaya Lubia as a pick, they might capitalize on it, but now it's closed off. So we'll see how they perform on this chart.
Go. I do what I want, the SV memorization oriented pick of the pool. This is probably the most enjoyable to watch for the average viewer. Like you see the nose just jumping back and forth, teleporting from bottom to top and stopping completely. It's a pretty fun experience, but it's definitely very tricky to get good accuracy.
Yeah, this is a fun chart to practice for, I guess. But yeah, we're going with the second pick, selected by Finland. I will see if they can bring the score back even. Actually, Princess Well is swapping in for the Finnish team. And actually, Princess Well is playing on pretty low scroll speed. I wonder if that's how they usually play.
Well, he seems to be hitting somewhat centered, so it could just be his normal scroll.
Yeah, might be. Also, just call me Ron swapped for Toyohime on the Philippines side.
Here we go with the SBs. There's no misses on the first one, but the Philippines is still holding a very solid accuracy. I'm actually a bit scared of the Philippines now.
Yeah. Now we see why they're probably the best low-seeded team in the tournament. Princess Well actually getting a couple of 200s, dropping below 99%, and that's the deficit that Finland has over Philippines right now.
Come on, Daughter, though, are doing really well. There's a miss, though, unfortunately, for Princess Well. That's not gonna help Finland. They need a big drop here by the Philippines, and it's not looking like it will happen. This lane was the last hard part.
Yeah, so far Dollar with 99.83%. That's amazing accuracy Camo also at 99.6, but that's not gonna be enough with Prince as well tanking a considerable bit. And Philippines is scoring the first breakpoint in the match.
B1 double S's again, 3 of them on this map.
Yeah.
Best score though goes for Daughter here. Better ratio goes for Arguin just by a little bit.
I mean, actually, your daughter has the 1 max more. If you look at that. But yeah,
That's right.
That's the thing that I was mentioning before the match. Finland just lacks the third player that's on the same level as Daughter and Camo in terms of accuracy to compete on the same level as Philippines. Because Philippines showed up with really amazing accuracy, and that's gonna be a tough hurdle to overcome.
Oh wow, the picks from the Philippine side are really surprising me. They're avoiding long nose completely.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. I don't know if they just don't want to show their scores on the LN charts for the future matches, or are they just more confident on accuracy? Because that could also be a strategy to just try to pick maps that you're not the best at to not show some of the crucial scores. But that really depends on the situation. I don't think they can afford that.
I think it's the first time we're seeing this on stream as well, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. This is the speed-oriented chart of the pool, which is very fast. Yes.
Yeah, the single streams are running at 265 BPM if I remember correctly. And yeah, in the previous match that we saw, this chart was actually banned. This is interesting to see how well they can perform this. I think Philippines are just at this point targeting the third player and Finnish team. The rest of the match is pretty even in terms of accuracy, but just that one player being the deficit on the Finnish team is enough to take the advantage of.
I'm actually not sure if Finland can hold on through this level of speed. I'm not sure how fast Matty is. I feel like Camo will do alright. I don't think he will exceed. Like, I don't think he will do better than most people expect. Like, he's probably gonna like full combo with maybe double-digit rates, like 10 and 11.
Yeah. I think that's the speed that Camo's accuracy is not exactly in the comfort zone, but close to it. We'll see how well they perform once the match actually starts. Still waiting on the players to ready up. And an update from the other match, Norway versus Australia. Australia is winning 2-0 so far.
Are they? They're within 3 now.
Oh, are they 3 now? Oh yeah, they're 3. They just won that missing week, a pick by Norway. They also won their own pick on Tic Tac Dreaming, and Norway's pick on Genesis at Oasis. And here we're going with the third map of the match. So far 2-0 for Philippines, and we're seeing the speed pick, Scarlet Tempest.
Oh, we already see a miss here on the long note patterns by Matty644.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Here we go into the speed part, see if both teams can hold through this. Yellow Day is not having the best of the accuracy, but still holding quite well. Camo Poltergeist though on the other side, finding misses alongside bad judgments. Matty now dropping the combo as well, but Toyo Hime equalizing it on the other side of the room. Philippines looking solid once again. Besides the miss, their accuracies are pretty high.
Yeah, they have a considerable lead at this point. It it takes one small misread in this chart in the streams because they're so fast that you misread one note and you can get a couple of bad judgments in a rush. And now we have this small kind of break section with some bursts, and believe this about 20,000 points, 25,000 points.
Somewhere around that point. There's still time, there's still redemption possibility here by Finland, but there is another miss by Camo just before the break. And that is not good. They'll need a lot of breaks here from Philippines.
Philippines would have to lose their full combos, all of the full combos. Arquin and Zero Day would have to miss right now in order for Finland to take this point back. Daughter is still holding a really strong accuracy and a full combo, but that's not gonna be enough. And here we go in the second set of streams.
This is the longest streak of streams though, so there is chance for misses, and there it is, Maddie being the one, the victim here on the particular map by Shoegazer, Scarlet Tempest. And I don't think there's any way for Finland to take it back. There's already a miss from Camo and a miss from Daughter. Cielo Day drops the full combo too. There's only Arkwin remaining with an insane accuracy, I might say.
Yeah, 99.8 almost. That's insane on the start. And Mati missing again, but that's not gonna matter too much. The only FC left in the lobby, Arkwin Elvirus, is taking the 3rd point home for Philippines.
B1SS.
Nice.
Wow.
That ratio is also really good. 992 and 0.9k.
That ratio is decent. I don't know if it is that good, but the B1SS is.
Yeah, but it is a very good score.
Definitely. It's probably one of the top scores we're gonna see in this tournament. At least from the low seed perspective. Like there's no way someone tops that on the low seed.
That's insane actually, that those teams are the 2 lowest seeded teams in their group, and they're putting up such an amazing performance. That's why the map pools are harder this year, actually. Because the teams are just really good. Even the low and no seed. And Camo is picking, there is a reason. So picking the LN consistency chart, the 5-minute long LN chart, focused almost entirely on accuracy. And I can't help but to wonder if they just run out of the picks, or are they just trying to maybe play on Philippines concentration and hope for random misses from their side.
Well, considering Camo's consistency, picking something like this is definitely a risky call. I will have gone for Jig instead of There Is a Reason if they wanted to change their strategy into a more long note oriented target, which I guess makes sense considering they lost their own SB pick and they have lost 2 Rise maps in a row already.
Oh yeah.
So it makes sense to change the strategy if they're not comfortable, like very comfortable with Genesis, that Oasis, or that missing pick. But going for There Is a Reason is like when a map that is basically just consistency and long note consistency really. Sure, it's a pick that you might do better because the patterns are slightly easier than the rest of the long note charts in whole, but
it's also so long.
Yeah, the drain on it is gonna be a thing, especially for Camo, I'll argue. But we might see a couple misses from pretty much every single player in this room.
Yeah, it's so long that it's so hard to keep up consistency, that consistency and concentration especially, that it might be also trying to kind of force Philippines into misses. Because if they lose concentration for 1 second, they might miss, and that might outweigh Camo's potential misses. And it might also be easy enough for the 3rd player to keep up accuracy and combo-wise with the rest of the team, which might be enough to tip the scale and get the point for Finland.
Wow, it's actually funny, right? We only have 3 maps that have not seen stream time so far. And those are Genesis at Oasis, which I was expecting to be quite popular. Tsukio Heaven, which has been permanently banned, and that missing week.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. Two predominant Rise picks are being avoided. That's very interesting. At least in those matches, because I saw... I know that Genesis was played in both Taiwan versus Japan and Norway versus Australia. That missing win was also played in Norway versus Australia. So we just didn't see them on the stream. Yeah, so far, even with considerable drop of accuracy from Mati, scores are still pretty close, but it's only been 1/8 of the map.
Oh my god. I just thought of a pun with "there is a reason." Oh no.
Oh no.
You know my puns are pretty good, like they pale and fruit.
No, no, they're not. But yeah, here we go. The first build up. So far, the Philippines' accuracy is slightly better, so they have a small advantage. But actually, the advantage is shrinking.
Yes, Maddie climbs back. Serchu decreases the accuracy, so it's gonna be pretty close if they full combo.
Serchu has small accuracy breaks, and Mati brought his accuracy back up, so now the scores are almost flicking. And there's still a long to go.
This kind of speaks a little bit about the Philippines as a team, right? Because the fact that they have Serchu playing for this long map probably means that Serchu might very well be their third best LN player. So this is something for teams like Poland and Korea to spot and maybe base the strategies around and try to abuse Serchu's accuracy, because he's probably gonna combo through most long maps pretty well. It's just that his accuracy is not gonna be all that high compared to like Cielo and Arwin.
The thing is that I think that it might just be because this map particularly is just very long and draining mentally, that Serchu is playing maybe instead of a player that has more prowess on harder long no charts. But yeah, so far, Mati first miss, 2/3 of the way in, but still
That's
one miss.
Good.
One
they
miss
were about to catch up.
One miss on this chart is not as painful score-wise, but we need the we need Philippines to miss in order for the scores to get close again.
Scores are indeed though very close, and as you said, when the map is very long, the misses don't count, or not hurt your score all that much, because there's plenty of time to get back into the 400 combo cap. So if there's just one single miss from Finland should get right back into it. And I think they're actually leading on the accuracy battle by a very, very small margin. So it really just takes one miss from any of the Philippines players to put Finland back into the game once more.
Yeah, but this is another build-up, and the last course as well, LN patterning starts to pick up. There's some really tricky releases, and we'll see how players perform in there. There is a choke potential there.
Oh, 100 there by Maddie, as well as 200. It's gonna be a hit if the Philippines actually finds a miss. Cielo is also dropping accuracy eventually. Camo and Arwin are just fighting, inching their scores as much as they can, but it's not enough. There's no misses from Philippines. They're just gonna take it.
And this was the hardest LN shield in my opinion, the LN Stair, but Philippines needs to miss right now for them to lose this point. And they're not doing that.
Doesn't look like it, but it was a pretty good call, it seems, for Finland. This LNs really start hard as well, but there are no breaks whatsoever, and Philippines is looking to taking it. There's a couple hundreds there by Serchu, but no misses.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a danger for them. Maddie missing again on the very end, but that's not gonna matter as well. That was a good pick for Finland, but Philippines are just too consistent so far in this pool.
That's a pretty good score there by Arkwin once again, and as well for Cielo Day. Camo Poltergeist having a very, very solid performance. His ratio not as good as we are used to see, but definitely stellar play here by the Finnish captain.
Yeah, all of the players did really well on this. Just again, Philippines being more of a consistent team on this map pool.
Oh, seems like Just Call Me Ron is joining here, so it's probably another long no pick here by the Philippines.
I mean, we'll see what they decide to pick. They might still go for Rice and pick maybe that missing week to target that third player again. Because that missing week is a map that might be a bit too much for Mati to be consistent at it. Oh, and they actually are picking Genesis. There is a second Rice consistency chart, more jump stream oriented. And in the other match, Australia won versus Norway 5-0. So after 2 matches, they have secured their spot in the bracket stage with 2 wins.
Well, not necessarily, but most likely.
Oh yeah, but most likely. Indonesia would have... Actually, is it even possible for them to be knocked out now?
Well, it would require Indonesia to lose a match against either Norway or Switzerland, and then for that team to win against Norway too. Like, it will have to be a triple tie, 2 wins of each team.
Yeah, Indonesia would have to lose to Switzerland, and Switzerland will have to win both matches 5-0. So it's pretty unlikely, and Australia is probably going to bracket stages, but we'll see later on. Arquin, I might consider it, but we'll see. Time will tell. So yeah, here we go. Right. The 5th pick of the match, selected by Philippines. Genesis at Oasis, and Philippines are at match point. This is actually another chart that we're seeing for the first time on the stream.
Yeah, you're right. This is alongside the Missing Week and Sukyo Heaven. Those are the only 2 that we haven't seen on stream so far, and we only seen a total of 11 maps being played, so we only had 2 maps repeating.
I mean, we also didn't see a tiebreaker yet.
That's right. I think tiebreakers might be more common on matches between low seeds and high seeds, or maybe top seeds and high seeds, depending which top seed we are talking about. Like, I can see Indonesia versus Australia going to tiebreaker, for example. Here we go, pretty fast jump stream here on this map mostly. It has a fair amount of breaks, so it's not as stamina draining until the ending, where the panels get a little bit rough and denser than the rest of the chart. But it's mostly just an accuracy test if you can hold the speed required.
The first part of the chart is mostly just the same structure as we see here, with the sporadic 1-4 streams and kind of dense chords, but so far... Oh, Doubter actually first one to miss. The Philippines lead is growing at 1,000 combo. They have about 15,000 points of lead right now.
There's the miss there by Maddie on the Finnish side. Now good. Finland is having issues here. If they don't win this map, they're gonna lose the match. So they need breaks, and there it is, won by Arquin Olivados. Probably the player I was expecting the least to miss on a map like, I mean, not necessarily on a map like this, but how consistent he has been throughout the maps previously makes me wonder.
But yeah, they still need to miss more in order to even out the misses that Finland had. They still have a considerable advantage going to the last third of the chart. Actually, we're coming after the last break.
Even with one more miss, I think that Philippines will still have the accuracy advantage. So Finland needs either 2 misses or an accuracy drop and a miss from the Philippines. And considering there's still the denser part of the chart remaining, it could very well happen.
Yeah, it is possible. The hardest part of the chart is after this break, when the patterns aren't really hard, but they just get much denser. So we'll see if Philippines also manage to hold as strong as they do right now on this. But that are actually missing in the build-up. That's still a very considerable drop for Finland. The Philippines are just going at it.
Here we go then, last burst of jump stream, and it's looking at the Philippines is just gonna take this one. Consistency from CLD is actually very impressive. His ratio is pretty high.
Yeah.
Kamapolter is trying his best to catch up, and Arwin, even though he has one miss, look at his accuracy, 99.8.
Actually, no, Kamapolter guys has their full combo.
Yeah, I was talking about Arwin here.
Oh, Arquin. Yeah,
Like Arwin with one miss in that accuracy, he probably has a pretty dope ratio. Oh, but there's a miss by Cam on the ending.
Oh no. But yeah, that's not gonna matter too much. The Philippines are taking the last point of the match by 30,000 points. Some very good accuracies. Actually, Arquin with 0 to 100s, 151 miss. That's very unfortunate.
That's very sad indeed. Wow, that score by Besielade there is pretty solid. 995 on a map like this.
Yeah.
Certainly very, very good.
Actually, Kamapoltergeist's score will be almost exactly the same if he didn't miss. He only has 9 maxes less. But yeah, that's it. That's it for this match. Philippines win 5-0. And we'll see how they perform in their other matches in the group. But they are definitely on a good track to get out of the groups. They will definitely need to win against Poland in order to win. That's gonna be a match to watch. So yeah, with that being said, we're now gonna be waiting about 18 minutes for our next match.
Yeah, I think we're doing a commentator swap as well. I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my leave for a little bit, and I think there should be another commentator joining soon.
Yep, I'm not so sure who was the scheduler for it, but he should be joining quite soon.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys later in the day. I'm gonna be commentating the next vlogs, but for now, see you later.
See you, Camille. Thanks for joining us. I'll see you later.